All right, the season starts today, and this video is for one reason and one reason only: for you to predict your six AFC teams that you think is going to make it to the playoffs, and your 6 NFC teams that you think is going to make it to the playoffs. And then for a little extra, who you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl. Before I get to that, one, I'm going to be in there tonight to watch the second half of the game. I have the kids tonight, wife be shooting, so I have to put them to bed, blah, 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 read them a story, and then, do all the little dad stuff. And then I'll be able to watch the second half of the game with you guys. My money's on the Falcons, but I have a vested interest in that. and secondly, a lot of you guys don't know, what type of person I am or whatnot. I don't really pay attention to a lot of rumors and a lot of stuff like that. So I didn't make any videos about the Earl situation, or I didn't really talk about the Earl situation at all because it wasn't real to me. Yesterday it got really real. It was a little bit real, then it got really real when those offers came and they declined or whatnot. This is a fluid situation, ladies and gentlemen. It is nowhere near concrete. You have us that have played our card, because now we're obviously not happy with our safety situation, which gets under my skin a little bit, because we could have had Honey Badger. I'll get to that a little later. We could have had Honey Badger a long time ago. Our situation ain't changed that much. Once you was gonna move Byron, you could have had Honey Badger. Whatever. But that situation with Earl is fluid, because you got us that played our card. You have Seattle that's played their card because they don't, with not signing them or whatnot. And then Earl posts his, when he reports back to Seattle, he posts the cryptic Instagram, like, I've been disrespected or whatever. So unless there is a kumbaya moment in Seattle where Earl says, I'm happy to be back with the organization in the future, blah, 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 or just some kind of resolution on that end that's going to allow him not to bring negative energy into, who wants to bring negative energy into a locker room? So some kind of resolution on that end to make him smile while he's walking into the locker room and spreading good energy to the team, rather than the other things that you can spread when you're not a happy human being. So that needs to be resolved, or another team can come in and swoop him up or whatnot, which I think Seattle was trying to do by toying with us, trying to get somebody else swooping in. So it's just a completely unresolved situation, and it probably won't be resolved, especially on our end, because they're not going to give us Earl probably until after they play us on week 3, because why give us Earl, and Earl tells them everything that Seattle's doing before the game. They already got that problem with San Francisco. So it may not be resolved for a few weeks. I think the trade deadline is in October 20-something or whatnot. So it might not be resolved for a while, but I'm telling you, that situation is unresolved and very fluid. Same thing in Pittsburgh, which is really can shake up the league, kind of like Khalil Mack did. If Bell leaves Pittsburgh, it's going to change Pittsburgh. If Bell goes to another team, he's going to change that other team. Same as Khalil Mack. He changed the Raiders, and he's changed the Bears. So we've got to see that situation also, but it seems like that something has to break in that Bell situation as well. All right, my 6. I'm gonna start with the AFC first because I don't care about them. Number 1, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Patriots are gonna make it. I don't need to waste time on that. Number 2, right now I have to say Pittsburgh, because right now they have the rights to bail, even though he's not in there. They have the rights to bail. So right now, I say the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I don't believe in the Ravens. I don't believe in I believe in the Bengals a little bit less. I want to believe in Cleveland. I want to believe land, but I can't right now. I gotta pick Pittsburgh until further notice. Next, I have to go with the Texans, because what I was saying about the Honey Badger, you can imagine how much that defense was already great. You can imagine how he's elevated that defense in Houston. So they're going to win that division. And then in the West, Kansas City, who's turned into like a Madden cheese team where your quarterback can just throw it up, and the wide receiver is so much faster than everybody else. He just runs the ball and they score 6 points, and you're just mad because you can't do anything about it. But play somebody way back. And if you play somebody way back, they'll kill you with the run. So Andy Reid got something going on there. And the 2 wild card teams, one, I'm going with Jacksonville, of course, because they're a crazy defense and whatnot. And then I'm going to have to, it was Raiders, Titans, Raiders, and Titans. It's hard for me to give three, that happens, but it's hard for me to give three in one division. So I'm going with the Raiders because Chucky absolutely has to. If Chucky don't make the playoffs, he may get Chuckied. That's not the fan base to be messing with, Chucky. All right, whatever. So those are my 6 in the AFC. My 6 in the NFC. Start with the NFC East. I'm going Cowboys for obvious reasons. But no, of course I'm a homer out. And of course, if I'm gonna be wrong in this situation, I'm gonna be wrong with the Cowboys. But I will preface all that by saying that last year's record, and as hard it is to win in the NFL, last year's record was impressive on a certain level. So we have a certain amount of good talent here in Dallas. If everything is going perfectly, I think we have a really good chance to win the division. If everything is going perfectly. However, if we've already lost Frederick, okay, so that's a little blow. If we lose Frederick and Tyron and Lee, or Frederick and Cheeto and somebody else, okay, I was going to say Zeke, but that's a no-brainer there. But if we lose a few people here and there, then we'll have a completely another conversation, because we are. If you guys don't know the Cowboys, like the Cowboy fans know the Cowboys, we're extremely top-heavy. If you take some of the major cogs away, it'll be again like last year. All right, next, the Green Bay Packers. I can't, as long as they got Aaron Rodgers, and I think somebody said that, I think it was Max Kellerman said Green Bay going in to get bail, and I almost reached in what you talking about? Don't put thoughts out like that. You know how this thing works. All right, but Green Bay will have that division. And then I'm going to give Atlanta theirs, and the same reason why I'm going to only give one person to win the NFC East. The NFC East and NFC South, they're just going to beat each other to a pulp. And one person is going to rise to the top on both of them. So with us, it'd be us or Philadelphia probably. And with that one, sorry Giants, I'm not. It's not a dig. Sorry Redskins too. That's not a dig either. But for the NFC South, I think the Falcons are the one team that has the most to prove there. That's going to be the most ready. And I don't know. I think. Are Tampa Bay gonna get rid of Jameis Winston? Is he gonna start? He cannot be my quarterback. All right, and the last division, I'm going with the Rams. Sue and Donald, I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. And actually, I'm going to a game. I'm gonna figure out when the schedule, when the Cowboys not playing, I can get out there and go to a game. I'm gonna go to a game just to see them two just murder people all game long. That's the most sure thing I've seen in football in a while. What's going on in Los Angeles with the Rams? The defensive scheme is proven. The players have been proven. Offensive side of the ball is no nonsense running game. So they just they've got it here in Los Angeles. So they're going to win that division. And my 2 wild card teams, one of them again, I'm gonna stay out here. I think the Rams and the 49ers will feast off the Cardinals and Seahawks, because they're both of those teams are in transition. So I think they're going to get some wins off that, and that might propel San Francisco to a better record so they can get that wild card spot. And the last spot, well, I was going to give it to the Minnesota Vikings because of Cook. Cook is bad. They're running back. But I'm gonna go out there and give it to the Bears. I think Khalil Mack turns that defense up, and it turns that defense into something else. And you're not going to be able to go back. Khalil Mack I believe he's the best passer rusher in the league. I think he's better than Bond. So if you put that with Leonard Floyd and all those other young pieces they have on that defense, and then the offense the Bears have, that running game the Bears are going to employ is going to be just downright dangerous. You got speed, you got shiftiness, you got hands, you got all kinds of stuff in those two guys. And then that receiving core if you haven't seen the Bears receiving core, it's straight up nasty as well. So I just wanted to put a little on top of it and put the Bears there because I just feel like the monsters of the Midway. I know that I lived there for a while. I lived in Chicago for a while. I know how much they love football, and I know what that city is going to do as far as energize that defense. And it's going to be interesting. And I like to put a little dig at the Vikings whenever I can. That's what I do these days. All right, and now my Super Bowl teams. Dallas Cowboys. Okay, I'm homering out. I can't help it. I'm homering out. The Dallas Cowboys versus Kansas City Chiefs. Come see me when it's over. Put your teams down there, and when this season comes to an end, we'll come back to this video and we'll look at it. And we'll see who's right. All right, holla at you. Come see me tonight, and let's watch Atlanta win. Holla.